Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Warren's Hands Outreach Podcast. Welcome. We're so excited to have you a part of our podcast today. We welcome you in. We welcome you in. We welcome you in. We welcome you in. Thank you for taking the time out of your day today, your afternoon today, your evening today, whatever time of the day that you may be listening to this podcast. We welcome you in and we thank you for taking the time out of your day today to choose to be a part of our podcast today. So welcome. Again, we're so excited to have you a part of our podcast. Before I get started here, I invite you all to definitely follow us on our podcast because we're definitely increasing and catapulting empowerments, enrichments, and sufficiency in the lives of individuals, families, populations, and communities. So for those who are not following our podcast, we invite you to follow our podcast because our podcast is all about increasing again and catapulting empowerment, sufficiency, and enrichments in the lives of individuals, families, populations, and communities. This is what we mission to do here on a daily basis, and we will continue to go forward and continue to progress with our mission until we see the vision of this mission, overall vision of it. Okay. So thank you all again for joining and being a part of our empowering podcast. All right. And also I invite you to follow us on our other social media platforms as well. We're at Facebook. We're at Warren's Hands Outreach under Facebook. Social other media platform is Instagram, also Twitter, and YouTube. So definitely you can follow us and or connect with us on those pages as well, because we're certainly increasing and empowering and catapulting sufficiency, empowerments, and sufficiency in the lives of individuals, families, populations, and certain communities. And again, welcome. Our empowering topic today is, are my thoughts hindering me with self-progressions? Are my thoughts hindering me with self-progressions? Really think about this here. Are my thoughts hindering me with self-progressions? When you think about thoughts, simply it means the action or process of thinking, which is definition number 1, which is retrieved from the Webster Dictionary. And definition number 2, thoughts are an ideal or opinion produced by thinking or occurring subtly in the mind. And that's definition number 2. So now that we know what thoughts are, so are my thoughts hindering me with self-progressions? Now, before anything takes place in your life, you have to think it first before anything, even before it becomes an ideal behind the thought of it, even before it becomes words behind of it, actions behind it, and so forth. Okay. Keep in mind here that thoughts, you have to think it first. And once you think it first, upon the acceptance of thoughts, it forms into ideals. Okay, ideals which develop into concepts, and of course into beliefs, certain beliefs or beliefs behind whatever that thought initially originated or whatever that it may be. Okay, so are my thoughts hindering me with self progressions? What thoughts are really what thoughts are you having, I should rather say, that's occurring in your mind, that at this present time or even previously, or what you may have. Okay. It's so important with those thoughts. Okay. It's so important to really, really pay attention and to be very attentive to thoughts, because thoughts governs your life. Thoughts governs all areas of your life. Okay. From finances to health to relationships to your own personal life, and so forth. Okay. Thoughts also govern far as with those accomplishments and achievements that that a person desire to do for their life and be and have and so forth. Thoughts govern are the main and dominant factors in a person's life. Okay. Whether that person is going to produce or not produce, it all starts with thoughts. Okay. You have to think it first. In order before it becomes anything else. Okay. Because wherever you take those, as I shared previously in a Facebook broadcast, that within the mind, wherever you take the mind will go. Okay. So that's the same thing as that with thoughts. When those thoughts are coming in your mind, upon acceptance of the thoughts is going to determine where you are going to go. So this is why it's so important to really be attentive to thoughts and making sure that the thoughts that's being accepted are not hindering the progress or self progressions for you in your life and with the things that you're trying to do, the places you're trying to go, and the and so forth in your life. Okay, how do you know if your thoughts are hindering with the self progressions? Well, really think about this. What kind of results have you been getting from the thoughts that you have been thinking, the ideals that have been forming behind those thoughts, and also the concepts and to also develop into belief systems? So what kind of results and or outcomes and manifestations that you are experiencing in your life? Okay. So this is how you know what if your thoughts are hindering you with progressions in your life. Are you where you want to be? Are you at that status where you desire to be in your life? Okay, are you with the achievements that you're trying to do and with your goals and dreams and aspirations? So really ask yourself that, and really this is an empowering and of course transformational question to really ask yourself with self-reflectional to ensure to let you know that if your thoughts are hindering you with your own self progressions, because believe it or not, your thoughts can truly hinder you with your own self progressions. Your thoughts are worthy of you. Okay. Your thoughts are worthy of you, and using your thoughts, or utilizing your thoughts in such ways to help you to self progress in your life. Okay. Because you don't want to have thoughts hindering you. All right. Because what thoughts do, if you're allowing negative thoughts or thoughts that's non-conducive to you today, and that's going to include our podcast today. Thank you all for joining our podcast and being a part of our podcast today. Meet us here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Our podcast name is Warren's Hands Outreach. So definitely you want to connect with us. We invite you to connect with us, okay? Because we're increasing and catapulting empowerment, enrichment, and sufficiency in the lives of individuals, families, populations, and communities. That is our desire and our intentions and our missions to do this every day on a daily basis, okay? So this is who we are, and this is what we're all about. Again, you can definitely connect with us here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time on our podcast. Until then, be empowered today with being attentive to your thoughts, filtering those thoughts and replacing those negative thoughts with positive, empowering thoughts that will bring definitely accelerations, multiplications, and increasements and successes to those areas in your life, because you're worthy of you, and the thoughts as well are worthy of you, because we know that thoughts do govern all areas of your life. Okay, so you're so worthy of it. You're so worthy of having those great things in your life, or having those empowering things in your life. Okay, because you have the greatness that is within you, and it all starts within you, and it all starts with thoughts. Okay, thoughts, the